G'day trendsetters, and welcome to the 2024 Mate Show here in Portland, Oregon. Let's get cracking.
So my name is Joseph Ahearne from Ahearne Cycles, and I also have a collaborative brand which is Page Street Cycles. This particular bike is a titanium travel bike. It's got a split in the seat. The seat post comes down to here, so when you remove that, it breaks apart. And then if you see down in here, there is a seam. That is a Z coupler, which is a Santana product that is made by Paragon Machine. It has a single 5mm pinch bolt on the underneath side and breaks apart. It's a super positive connection and nearly disappears, so it's a really clean system. I did that on here, and then I've got the SRAM axis shifting with the rear derailleur, so there's no cables to the back except for the rear brake. The whole bike weighs about 21 pounds, and it'll pack down into a standard size suitcase. Has the lights, has the front Brompton block, which attaches in to there's a bag that interfaces with it, holds about 15 kilograms, 32-ish pounds. Yeah, so I was just looking to make the kind of ultimate travel bike that rides like a traditional bike, feels like a traditional bike. It's not a folder. It takes maybe 25, 30 minutes to break down and to reset up, but you know, if you're going for 2 days, 3 days, that's enough to justify it. And what we have here is just a very classic fillet braze frame. This one's built up as a single speed, fixed gear, has an eccentric rear hub to get the chain tension, so it is fixed. It's got the nice classy Sagino 75 track cranks, Honjo fenders, lights front and rear, a little front rack to carry either a wall basket or you could use some sort of handlebar bag. And then, you know, shiny bits to make it look nice. Love these MKS pedals with the clips, very smooth. And then over here, I've got this is my version of a sort of go anywhere, do anything kind of bike. The drivetrain is this is a Pinion 18-speed and gearbox, so it's an internally geared gearbox. Super clean, easy to, there's almost zero maintenance. The belt, you don't have to lube the chain, any of that. Let's see, what else? So all the rack system is modular. Excuse me. There is a rear rack. It has these mounting points here that ties into the lower. The front rack and the rear rack are on the same mount, so they're interchangeable. And the lowrider racks are removable. There are the triple mount points here, so if the guy wants to run a triple mount cage, he can do that. It has a steering lock here to keep the front end from twisting when everything's loaded down. What else? It's just, it has the frame bag mounts. It's just a super versatile, do anything, go anywhere bike. What's your website? My website is ahearnecycles.com.
I'm Matt Appleman from Appleman Bicycles. I sell proportional length cranks as well as do carbon repair and custom frames. So here I've got denim Sunrise with an old pair of Wranglers for the down tube and bar wrap, and then some Sunrise styled orange to pink fade cranks on a custom frame. I do all the tubing is all made in-house, along with the dropouts and every other bit. So it's a labor of love for sure. On the crank length side of things, I go down to 100 millimeters for kids or people with some serious physical problems. These are the hundreds. And then all the way up to 175 I got these, the fit cranks have 6 different holes that you can rent them or buy them to test for what crank length you like the most. And the cranks are, and I built for the show, it's called the crank lengthometer. So it measures your inseam and takes 20% of your inseam and translates that into a crank length. So.
All right, here we go.
So yeah, just lift it up gentle and see where you're at. All right, right smack dab between 160, 165.
Hang on, do you have to have it really pressed under your groin?
Just whatever's comfortable. It's flexible.
No photographs of compromising positions. Hang on.
Yeah. So,
apparently, I'm running a crank that's about at least 5 millimeters too long.
yeah. I mean, it's a good start. It's an inseam measurement. It's not the be-all, end-all. It's just it's a good start.
Okay.
It's better. I say it's better than what came on your bike.
All right. What's the website?
ApplemanBicycles.com.
Hello, it's Darren at Maid from Baum Cycles. We've come all the way across the pond to launch our new DBM bike, Drop Bar Mountain. It's not the first time we've done a drop bar mountain or a gravel bike with bigger tyres, but it's the first time we've decided to dedicate a model to it. So, easiest way to put it, it takes a mountain bike group set with the new UDH or direct mount, 160 rotors, but the most important thing, it takes a 2.25 tyre. I've been 100% inspired by the Nino Schurter, so I've gone with his tyre, if it's quick for him, must be. Dropper post, curved seat post, so we can get the same position as our road position in actual seating, but then a higher, slightly shorter stemmed front end. Head angle on this one for the roads that I'm riding on is 69 degrees, but with a low bottom bracket. I think we're running an 80mm bottom bracket in this one. T47, 92, can take up to a 44 chainring. We can personalise this to whatever your idea is on what this new style of bike actually is. Once again, okay, we're on gravel, but some of our gravel riders still ride road. This is our Solaris. We launched this earlier in the year. This is the bike I built for my 50th birthday, so this was a personal present for myself. So I've turned it into a model. The main key feature of this is a very sleek kind of head tube. This head tube is more representative of where I was back when I started building commercial in '96. So I wanted to pull back some of the tube diameters and ride qualities of the first steel bikes that I built. So it's got T47 disc up to a 34mm tyre, but it's got slender seat stays in it. So very roady. We've tricked it out with some Durimo, ceramic speed, carbon tie, Dura-Ace. Probably one of the big features on this, it's also got an Australian made wheel by Partington. It's their new featuring the Mark II 31s. It's light, it's fast, it's clean. We've also got our Orbis here, very close to our Solaris, but instead of going the round traditional two-piece hidden thing, we've got the latest offering from Chris King with their headset married up with the new Envy one-piece bar. So this is when you're trying to look to go that little bit faster and you decided to go the Aero socks is probably how I would. Also featuring the Partington wheels in their deeper section, the original size here, light, fast, clean, crisp.
Website?
Baum Cycles.
I'm Scotty Travers from Partington.cc. We've travelled all the way from Geelong in Victoria in Australia here at Made Show. So first time for us displaying in the USA and we're excited to be here.
All right, tell us about your wheels, mate.
Yeah, so we've got two models in the 3944 down the bottom and a 31 at the top. So the 31 is 1,060 grams for the wheel set. The 3944 is a 1160, and we're coming in a sort of a gold logo, just as a sort of a feature in the suite as well at the moment. So it's cool designs, cool colours, and yeah.
One thing real quick, mate, you were telling me before, the spoke is continuous.
Yeah. So look, what we do, our design, it's unique to the industry. So the spoke exits the rim through an anchor system, goes around the hub, and comes back in, enters back in the rim, so fixed in place. And it allows us to get the spoke tension super high and sort of maintain a sort of a real high lateral stiffness of sort of up and around 55 newton meters lateral stiffness. So it's a cool design. All the products we manufacture in-house. The only thing we bring into Australia is carbon in its raw state, foam and ceramic speed bearings as standard. Everything is manufactured in-house. Built, manufactured, assembled, all in a Geelong factory.
Website again?
Partington.cc.
I'm Etienne with Belgium Cycles and Wittson Cycles. Wittson has been in the marketplace for a long time, manufacturing for key brands in Italy, actually. So titanium, steel, aluminum, but mainly titanium these days. So frame, we do gravel, we do mountain bike, we also do a lot of road bikes. 90% is custom. And then we also do forks. Unfortunately, we do not have a fork today to show you, but it is a mountain bike rigid fork, and we use the same mechanical specification around the fork as we do for the frames. So again, we can work on trikes, we can work on BMX, we can work on any type of projects that a customer would like us to do.
What's your website?
It's Wittson.com or BelgiumCycles.com.
Hi, I'm Tony Pereira from Breadwinner Cycles, and we're here at the Made Show. I've got two bikes here that you're interested in. The Lolo is our classic performance road bike. It's a non-fendered traditional kind of racing style bike. As with all road bikes now, fits like up to a 32 millimeter tire, and I'm really loving wireless shifting these days. So it's got the SRAM Force on it. Columbus Spirit Life tubing, just a classic. We've been making this bike since day one, and super fun, very responsive, lightweight road bike. And then over here we've got the A-Road, which is, that new all-road category that I've found a lot of folks that bought gravel bikes in the past handful of years realize that they mostly ride on the road. And they like the wide tires, but they're mostly riding on the road. So this kind of bridges the gap between a traditional road bike and a gravel bike. It's great on dirt roads, and you can fit up to like a 38 without a fender. Most folks are riding a 34 on here, and you can easily fit fenders. But just a fat tire road bike, what I like to call it.
Website?
Breadwinnercycles.com.
Hi, I'm Ben from Black Magic Paint from Portland, Oregon, and we're here in May 2024, and here are a few of the bikes we brought. This is a Mosaic GT1 IR that we custom painted with a combination of matte Cerakote instead of the bare tie knockout that Mosaic usually does, and then we have a candy pattern on the rest of the bike. This is an NB Mog that we built up. It's got it's a pretty cool build if you look on the other side here. It's got the new SRAM Red E1 shifters, crankset, the wide crankset that's compatible with the transmission drivetrain. So it's got full red level XXSL mullet build with 3/4 wheels, and then obviously a custom paint job with fade pattern, and then all these cactus flowers are all hand painted. The bike we've built and painted for our professional racer, Kerry Warner. We have a partnership with Envy, Blackmagic, and Kerry to provide him with Envy bikes for road. This is an all-road Envy Frey, and then he also has a Mon gravel bike. We did a Arctic camo pattern on here with a blue fade to kind of tie into some of his other sponsors. This is another mosaic that we did. This is for a customer of ours that obviously very tall guy. It's a GT1 45 gravel bike, so custom geometry, butted tubing, and then we did a customer has a collection of Kleins, so he wanted something Klein-esque, and so we did a kind of like a neon yellow to purple passion fade in a Klein style, and then all the Chris King pilot bits to match.
What's your website?
Blackmagicpaint.com.
Hey, I'm Greg from Buendia Bicycles here in Portland, Oregon. Based in Portland, Oregon. Oh, we got this all-road SRAM drivetrain and carbon fork.
What sort of tubing do you use for your bike? You're the builder. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of Columbus. I do use some Dedichai also. Depends on what I need for a build and what's available. And this came about at the end of COVID, so it was hard to get my hands on some stuff, but this is all Columbus. Sun Edelux light, sun hub, powering front and back, and a Bush and Mueller rear tail light down at the dropout. I love to do personalized head badges for every bike, and this one, the client wanted a lightning bolt that's based on his business logo. The Asphyxie over here has got a jackrabbit on the head badge, on the head tube. It's alert, ready to bolt. Down on the chainstay here, we have a little 16-tooth fox that's chasing after it. This over here is a Mixie, all-arounder, everyday bike. What to say, lugged, all lugged. The yellow one was all Phillip raised. This is all lugged. Stainless frame, custom rack. Spur cycle bell tucked under the stem, nice and clean. Generator hub with lights front and back. And a 1x8 drivetrain. And Rene Hurst tires. And we got this 2-layer narwhal coming out of the water. Seeing what's happening. The nice little bike.
Pretty much anything.
Yes.
Yes. What's your website?
BuendiaBicycles.com.
Scott with Celilo Cycles. We've got our wood composite, carbon and Kevlar composite wood bikes. They're made for durability and comfort. This year we're highlighting our fat tire gravel bike build with a transmission Eagle, SRAM transmission Eagle group set, wireless shifting, internal routing, ready to go.
And what sort of wood is in the frame?
This wood is Alaska yellow cedar. I use it because it's light and strong, and it can accept virtually any color. But we can use any kind of wood.
And clearance is huge, I can see.
I just keep going with wider and wider tires. I've used this Gira fork that has especially wide tire clearance, and it has a really nice aesthetic that I like.
What's your website?
CeliloCycles.com.
Hi, I'm Keigo at the Cherubim, and I was one of the builder here. And okay, here's what we bring today. And this is a gravel bike with a 650 by what is that? Yeah, 1.95 inch. And,
Steel?
Yeah, it's steel bike.
Very beautiful.
Yes. And right here, this is our new titanium frame. And actually, this bike is we made this bike for our boss Shinichi, and so this is his own bike. By making his own bike, we can do many experimental things because we cannot test a new technology to the customer's bike. So.
What is your website, internet website?
We have a www.cherubim.jp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Bob Westman. I've been with Commotion Cycles for 30 years. The owners have owned it since 1987, so they ran the shop by themselves, and I was the first employee in 1994. So one of the owners taught me how to braze the bikes and how to cut the tubing, and so the rest is history. So this is one of our new models. It's called a Tumalo, and it's for adventure camping, and it holds up to a 3-inch tire, and it has an electronic pinion drivetrain, and it's shifted electronically with these brand new levers by TRP. This is one of our gravel bikes. It's called a Clutch. And this is a really fancy one that one of our sales ladies, Nicole, painted. She did all the hand painting. And it's got one of the new Cane Creek reverse forks. And custom bags made by one of our sales guys, Brian Cannon. And then this is another version of our Tumalo. All of them are shock ready. This is one with a very, very light carbon fork to lighten up the load. And as you can see, dropper post, so ready for anything. And this bike here, this is called a Camino. It's one of our most popular road/gravel bikes. And it'll hold up to about a 40C tire, either knobby or smooth. And it just makes for a very lightweight road bike feel, but capable of doing all kinds of gravel rides. And here's another Clutch owned by the owner, Dwan Shepard. And it has the couplers so he can travel to Europe or wherever he wants to go. Break the bike in two and put it in suitcases. And it's fillet brazed by Dwan. You can see that old-fashioned, beautiful finish work. And then over here, this is a very fancy version of our new Tumalo bike. And it's all been hand painted by Nicole. And the owner of this bike is from Argentina, so she made reference to Argentina here. And then we're of course known for our tandems. We've been making tandems since 1987, so This is a new version of a tandem that is Bosch. I mean, it's driven by Bosch electronic power and has a roll-off electronic shifting system in the rear and can cruise at about 26 miles an hour.
What's your website?
The website is comotion.com.